Okay guys, good morning again, and I apologize for being a little disoriented this morning. We have opened in discount and the open range gap is shown by these two black lines. As you can see, we do have a small gap, and the first presented fair value gap of the day is presented here. I would like to put a buy order here, as my bias for today is bullish, and I'm targeting this buy side liquidity over here. Let's see if the market has the potential to reach back to the price and fill our order. So far we failed to reach to this minor buy side liquidity over here, and I'm showing you this target of the day is here. So okay, our objective got filled, and let's set our target here. All right, the first position we stopped out as the volatility is quite high for today. Trying to reach back to the open range gap high once again. The bodies of the candle are respecting the first presented fair value gap, as you can see here. April 09. Okay, we are waiting for the market to see how it wants to trade into this first presented fair value gap. Okay, the market is respecting this first presented fair value gap as I was expected, and now the first target can be this high of the market at 657. Once again, we are trading into the first presented fair value gap, and let's see if there is any big replacement above the market place. We are trying to get into this here. I would like to see this area here as a potential entry for going higher prices, but this is a little muddy price action today because of the FOMC that we have later this afternoon. I can see this price over here as my breaker if we consider this, and this is my buy side, minor buy side liquidity. Let's do this. So once again we touched the high of the opening range gap. Let's see if we have the potential to go above the opening range gap and close above the first presented fair value gap, and see if the market has enough power and potential to reach to the minor buy side liquidity over here, and ideally to the buy side liquidity of today's high so far. So we do have this range over here. I would like to see how the market is behaving with this candle over here. Remember that still we didn't go below the breaker block over here, as I was mentioning. We can do like this, so it's a better represented. Yes, we do have the displacement type I was looking for. The buy side liquidity is tapped right now, as I was expecting. Now we are going to see if the buy side liquidity of today's high is being tapped or no. Once again, I show where this buy side liquidity is linked. It's the buy side liquidity from London's high. Okay. We are almost close to the buy side liquidity from London's high. Yes, we tapped the buy side liquidity of today in London session, and let's see if we have the potential to reach to the new week open gap of Monday, April 7, this week's new week opening gap high. If we have this place over here, we do have a first presented fair value gap of the PM session on Monday, as well as another new day opening gap of yesterday. But right now we are seeing the market has a little weakness and consolidating around the buy side liquidity. Okay, very nice. The market is trading above more. Just tap the high of the new week opening gap at 17,483.25. Yes, one tick above that. And this is perfect. Now still we are keep going higher and higher prices. For me this morning I am considering to see the price coming and reaching to the new day opening gap of Tuesday, and then spending some time over here and trying to retracing back. Once again trying to tap the opening new gap high. Okay, the market is now trading a little back into the opening range gap high. Open new week opening gap. All right, once again trying to go higher. We do have a BC over here. Let's draw this. I'm interested to see the market is trading back to this area. Since we had traded above this, we can put as a deactivated sign. Alright, now we are getting back to the buy side liquidity from London's high and to the and to the fair value gap I was mentioning, just a little short of touching it. Remember that we are still in the open range gap from 9:30 to 10 o'clock. Just tapped into the fair value gap that I mentioned. Okay, now we traded below the fair value gap, and let's see if it has the potential to be used as a inversion to send price lower and potentially reaching to this first presented fair value gap of today. We go to 5-minute chart to see if the price is acting. Okay, in the 5-minute we do not have any fair value gap after opening bell, and the market was soaring only above, and as you can see we have this sell side liquidity over here, as well as the sell side liquidity of yesterday's low. We already cleared the yesterday's low, but we are believing that this level has the potential to be visited once again. Going back to see, okay, now the market has closed below the fair value gap, and I am expecting to see this is acting as a inversion fair value gap. So let's see if it has the potential to go lower or no. This candle can be confirmation that we need. Okay, the candle respected the consequent encouragement of the FVG in 1-minute chart, and this is acting as our inversion fair value gap, as I can write here. Once again, we are getting close to the first presented fair value gap of the day. All right. As you can see, we are respecting this BC over here, and we are closing above this, but I'm expecting the price once again comes above and touches the inversion fair value gap, and from there we go below this double lows that is created after the opening bell. So we can see if this place has the potential power for us to sending the price lower. Okay, once again we tapped into the fair value gap in version 1, and if it stays inside the lower part, I would like to enter. Okay, I'm entering for a short position over here, targeting the top of the first presented fair value gap. I'm placing the stop loss above the high of this candle this week. Just wicked out, and yes, we got stopped out, and that is not a problem for us. Let's see if the market is behaving and showing some interest to go lower price, so we can enter once again. Okay, we are around the London's high right now and trading over there. I would like to see a run higher to reach to this fair value gap over here, but on the other hand, I believe that this price action over here, we are in a balanced price range, so we do not like to see this gap get touched. Let's see if the market is respecting our opinion or no. Okay, we do have a fair value gap over here. This is what I was talking about. Let's see if it's respecting the consequent encouragement of this fair value gap, that is CB. All right. The bodies of the candle are respecting the fair value gap. Okay, now we are at the high of the new week opening gap and trying to reach to the first high created after the opening bell. I would like to measure this range over here and see how we acted. Okay, Let's go to 5-minute chart, and we do have a wick over here. Let's remove the projections and extra levels. We only need to know the 50% level of the wick. How about 15 minutes? As you can see, we respected on the wick of the 5-minute wick and got back to the fair value gap that is right now can be considered as an inversion. There is a small PC over here that I like to enter for going long. The target is above the high over here, and the stop loss is around here. Okay, now the bodies of the candle are respecting this inversion fair value gap, and we are seeing very good reaction of the price. I'm expecting actually, oh, okay, we got into the position. Okay, let's see how is going. We are respecting the fair value gap, inversion fair value gap, and it's expected to be send the price higher in this candle or the very next candle. Okay, so far so good. We are in profit, trying to reach higher prices. I would like to reduce the risk and put my stop loss just below the consequent encouragement of this inversion fair value gap over here. In this candle, as I was saying, I expected a big green candle, and the market showed its hand that is going to be bullish for this time over here. Let's see if I'm a little early for trailing my stop or not. I would like to see this candle closes above the 50% level over here. Let's see if it has the agreement with us or no. Okay, no, it's a little messy over here. Okay, we stopped out in profit, not a problem. Okay, this was a little difficult for me. Still, we don't have any bodies closing below this fair value gap over here, which is a positive sign. I don't know if you heard, but there is a train passing over here and just honked a little bit because right now I'm living with the open window and it's very fun. The first time I was sleeping over here in 2 years ago when we moved in this apartment. I remember I had a lot of problem sleeping especially at night because most of the cargo trains are traveling and delivering at night, and it was very difficult for me to sleep because of the movement of the trains on the rail and the noises they create, their honks, and all of these things were breaking my sleep. And it was very difficult. But right now, I'm very quiet, coped with the situation, and it doesn't bother me at all. Anyhow, let's get back to the market. We see this week over here, it has traded up to consequent encouragement of that, and we have this candle right now. Let's measure this week over here. Okay, as you can see, the bodies are respecting the week 50% level and then jumping higher. Okay, our target was filled if it wasn't sending us out, but it's not a problem for us. We have to read the price and remember that this is a kind of algorithmic price delivery, so we can expect these things happening. Now, I do expect the market comes lower a little bit and use this as a breaker over here and then send the market higher to reach the new day opening gap of April 8th. So let's see what happens. So far we just touched the first presented fair value gap of the PM session on Monday. Okay. Now I am expecting this candle comes lower into this BC and ideally to the high of this green candle over here, because for me this is the breaker, low, high, lower, low, and this has to send us to see the higher prices around this new day opening gap of yesterday. Okay, the market is marching for higher prices to reach this new day opening gap of Tuesday. And we do have the sell side liquidity from Asian session of yesterday. We do have the first presented fair value gap of yesterday. And let's see. Okay, this is the projection level from our range. Getting back to this area of the BC with this candle at 10 a.m. We are watching the price reaction to this BC over here, and let's see if it has the potential. Okay, it had the move to this breaker block over here, and I'm not expecting to see lower half of this breaker block is traded into. I'm showing you which breaker block I mean. I'm talking about this one over here. Okay, so far we are respecting this fair value gap and the breaker block over here. Let's see the reaction of the market to the wick of this candle, touching the mean threshold of the breaker block. Trading into the inversion fair value gap of that was formed at 9:43 a.m. this morning, and just past the consequent encouragement of that. Remember that this morning we only traded in higher prices and we never discovered lower prices. So as I was expecting, it can happen that we have this as a breaker, inversion breaker, high, low, higher, high, that is clear the buy side liquidity over here, and then the market goes down and comes back and touches this price over here and then trades lower. This is my expectation. This can be our breaker block for seeing the price lower. It is also coupled with this inversion fair value gap that is now a reclaimed fair value gap for CB. So we put the trade here, sell side for going short. The target is, let me see, the top of the first presented fair value gap, and we are putting our stop loss right above the open price of the breaker block. All we need to do right now is waiting and seeing the market reaction to this fair value gap. That is now a reclaimed fair value gap. Okay, it is respecting the upper portion of the fair value gap and the bodies are only closing above the consequent encouragement. We do expect to see price going higher and reaching to this breaker block with this fair value gap over here. touching the buy side liquidity of today's London high once again, and trading inside the CP that is formed 3 minutes ago. Getting back into the fair value gap of the 942, 939, I'm sorry. The candles of the bodies of the candle are respecting the higher portion of the fair value gap in 1 minute chart. Now the price is trying to reach the sell limit order, and yes, we have a fill over here.